Hello, welcome to another episode of Math with Mikel. On today's episode, we are going to look at Wassce 2023 Core Mathematics Solutions to Gambia Questions. I've already done a video on question 1 to question 5 and from question 6 to question 8. So if you don't know about it, I'll leave the link to those videos in the comment section. After this video, you can check those ones out. Before we dive into the details, kindly subscribe to the YouTube channel Math with Mikel, click on the notification bell, and don't forget to share our videos. So, the solution, question 9. A man of height 1.62 meters stood at a point P on a horizontal ground. He observed a stationary object K in the air at an angle of elevation of 32 degrees. He moved 32 meters directly towards the object at a point Q and observed the object at an angle of elevation of 42 degrees. A. Illustrate the diagram, and B. We are asked to calculate correct to the nearest pole the perpendicular distance from K to the ground. So the solution. A. We are asked to illustrate the information here on the diagram. So a man of height 1.62 meters. So let's assume this is the man. He's having a height of 1.62 meters. Stood at a point P. So the man stood at a point P here on a horizontal ground. He observed a stationary object K in the air at an angle of elevation. Now the angle of elevation is not going to start from this side, but from this side, because if the man is standing, the eyes is at this point. So the angle of elevation to a point K. So let's say K is here, and the angle of elevation is 32 degrees. 32 degrees. He moved 32 meters directly towards the object. So if the man stands at, let's say, point A, he moved 32 meters. So let's say 32 meters is here. So from P to this side is 32 meters. So let's label this point here as B. He moved 32 meters directly towards the object at a point Q. So the point has been labeled for us as Q. And observe the object at an angle of elevation of 42 degrees. So from point Q, he observed the same object. And now the angle of elevation is 42 degrees. So we are to illustrate the information on the Venn diagram. So let me extend this ones better. So if I have K here and this one joining that. So this becomes my diagram, forming 90 degrees here. So if I have A here, I can put B here, I can put C there. So this is the diagram. B, we are asked to calculate to the nearest whole number the perpendicular distance from K to the ground. So if the man is standing, this point here, D to C is the 1.62 meters. So the perpendicular distance from K to the ground. So we can let length KC, that from K to C, be equal to Y. So distance from K to ground is going to be Y plus the 1.62 meters. So the distance from K to the ground is going to be from K to C plus from C to B. Now from C to B, we know it to be what? 1.62 meters. So we have that from K to C giving us Y. We know this side to be 32. Now we can also let the distance from Q to C to be equal to X. So if the distance from Q to C is X, then we can say that from length A to C, that's from where the man stood to this side, is going to be 32 plus X. So what we want to do is to find the angle here. So if you are creating a perpendicular distance, if you take this first triangle, so triangle QKC, the angle should be equal to 180. So 42 plus 90 plus this angle here should be equal to, so let's say that angle is M. So plus M should be equal to 180. So we get 132 plus M is equal to 180 degrees. M is going to be 180 minus 132. And we get our M to be equal to 48 degrees. So we know our M here to be equal to 48 degrees. What we want to do next is to find this small angle here in addition. So to get that small angle, we are now going to use 32 plus 90. So let's say this angle is N. So you get, if you take triangle AKC, you are going to get 32 plus 90 plus what we have here, N plus 48. N plus 48 should be equal to 180. So we get 122 plus N plus 48 should be equal to 180 degrees. So 122 here plus 48 is 170. So 170 plus N is equal to 180, and our N is 10 degrees. So our N here is 10, which makes the whole of this side to be 58 degrees. So let's continue. For us to get X and the Y, if I use the trig ratio, tan, I know tan is opposite over adjacent. So tan 42. Tan 42 is going to be, now the opposite is Y and the adjacent is X. Tan 42 is 0.9000. There are other numbers attached to it. So 0.900y over x. So you get y to be equal to 0.9000x. And we can say this is equation 1. We can equally use tan for angle 32. So tan 32 is equal to, the opposite is still y over. Now the adjacent, if you are using this bigger triangle, the adjacent is going to be from P to B or from A to C. And we know that to be what? 32 plus x. 32 plus x. So this is the bigger triangle. So its adjacent is from A to C. And it's giving us 32 plus this x. And that's what I have here, 32 plus x. Now tan 32 is 0.624. 0.624 is equal to y over 32 plus x. So 0.624 will multiply what we have here, and we are going to get 19.968 plus 0.624x is equal to y. So this can be equation 2. Equation 1, we have y to be equal to 0.900x, and equation 2, we have something in terms of y. So we can substitute equation 1 into equation 2. So put equation 1 into 2. So if we take equation 2, wherever we see y, we put 0.900 there. So 19.968 plus 0.624x is equal to y is equal to what we have here, 0.900x. So we have everything in terms of x. We can find our x boldly. So 19.968 is equal to 0.900x minus 0.624x. So if you perform that subtraction, you are going to get 0.276. 0.276x is equal to 19.968. We divide by 0.276, 0.276, and x is going to 72.347. So let's come here. We are getting our x to be 72.347. 72.347. Now our target is the y, because y here is the perpendicular distance from K to the ground, but we have to get from K to C. So for us to get y, we already have an equation in terms of y. So we substitute x into equation 1. So put x into equation 1. We get y to equal to 0.900x. Y is equal to 0.900 to bracket 72.347. And y is going to be 65.1123. So y is 65.1123. So finally, the perpendicular distance from K to the ground. So distance from K to ground. We have an equation as y plus 1.62 meters. And we found our y to be 65.1123, so 65.1123 plus 1.62 meters. So if we add these two distances, we are going to get 66.7323 meters. Now the question says that you should find or calculate correct to the nearest hole. So to the nearest hole. To the nearest hole. Distance or perpendicular distance is giving us 67 meters. Perpendicular distance from K to the ground is giving us 67 meters. This has been the episode for today. Kindly subscribe to the YouTube channel Maths with Mikel. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.